do a mix of some yoga practices and some Taoist microcosmic orbit meditation and maybe some other kind of Qigong stuff. So we're going to kind of weave our way between practices that kind of are at least identified now as having their home in like Indian yoga, pranayama, or breath work practices. But we're going to bleed that into some other stuff, kind of mix and match. So if you're a purist who doesn't like such things, you're not going to like it so much, but I invite you to come along for the ride and we'll see what we can do. So for this, find yourself in a seat. I'm going to guide this as if you're in a chair or on a stool or on the edge of a bed, with the back more or less unsupported by the back of the chair, but modify this however you need to. So the first is called crane neck. Using the hands palm down and then thighs, the knees. You're going to breathe in and lift the sternum, make the spine as long as you can. And now you're going to round forward. You can use the hands to support yourself. And let the head drop. I'm going to round into the back. If that feels okay as you push back, using the hands to come up. So you're going to breathe in and lift. Breathe out, roll forward. Roll back as you begin to breathe in. You're like a crane extending its neck long and looking around as you come down. And so you can breathe in as you begin to roll up and expand. And as you're beginning forward, you're going to breathe out, roll forward. Do a couple more, just rolling up the spine, breathing in. Gently breathe out. Do one more all the way around. So breathing in as you round back and begin to lift. Breathe out, come forward. And now we're going to reverse. So now you're going to dive forward. And then like a turtle looking up out of its shell saying, hey, what's going on? Use your hands to press on your knees. You're going to breathe in, arc up, all the way up. And then as you begin to make the spine kind of round forward, concave, you're going to breathe out. As you dive forward, breathing in, you can press onto the knees or the thighs to lift. And so you come forward, arc up. We'll do a couple more here. So come forward, arc up. This is the last one for now. So dive forward, come up, and then find a stable seat, kind of rock side to side, begin to feel what feels like a stable spot, maybe spiral a few times one direction, the eyes can be closed, and spiral the other time a few times. So here I'm going to invite you to do these practices with the eyes mostly closed. I'll show you sometimes at certain moments where I want to sort of invite you to sort of notice the motion, to open your eyes so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. But the invitation for most of this will be the eyes closed once you've got the instruction. But if you want to do it with the eyes open, no harm will come to you. It just can make it a little challenging sometimes to do some of the visualizations. We'll begin with what's called the inner smile meditation. We'll do a few moments of that. It's a practice using Taoist and Chinese imagery. Then we'll enter into some work with pranayama, breath work techniques, and then return gradually back into a Taoist-inspired meditation. So sitting, the eyes closed, feet flat on the floor, hands palm down on the knees or the thighs, tongue up to the roof of the mouth. And with your eyes closed, imagine you can look up from inside your own head and see golden white light entering at the yin tang point. That's the point between the eyebrows, what sometimes people refer to as the third eye point. So looking upward, even turning the eyes in the sockets, looking up, closed eyes. And imagine you can see golden light light entering at the forehead. Just with the eyes, gently smile to this golden white light and see it begin to cascade down. Look down inside your body and imagine you can see the golden white light reaching your heart. And now see your own heart as if it's glowing from within and wrapped from without in a red light. So smiling down to your heart, see your heart glowing from within and wrapped from without in a red light. As you smile down to the heart, you might very softly either whisper to yourself or just imagine yourself saying a few times a very gentle ha sound. Very, very soft, just let the red light now continue at the heart. Draw your attention to your own lungs and imagine you can look down inside your own body. See your lungs glowing from within and wrapped from without in a white light. Smiling down to the lungs. See your lungs glowing from within and wrapped from without in a white light. As you do this, you might very softly either whisper or just subvocally imagine making the sound like a hissing sound, a soft metal sound for the lungs, like a snake's. Continue the red light at the heart, the white light at your lungs. Draw your attention now to the right side of your body, near the lower part of the right side of your rib cage. Imagine you can look down inside your body and see your liver glowing from within and wrapped from without in a green light. Smile down to your liver in green. As you do this, you might several times subvocally or whisper the sound like you're telling someone to be quiet, like shh, which is the sound here that we will use for the wood, qi, and the liver. Smiling down, make that sound. Your liver in a green light. Ready, draw your attention over to the left side of your body, the left lower rib cage, the area inside there. Imagine you can look down inside your body and see both your spleen and your stomach. See them both glowing from within and wrapped from without in a yellow light. Smile down to the left side of your body in yellow light. Here, just make a very gentle whoo sound, either silently imagining it or very softly whispering 3 times or so, whoo. But continue the yellow light, spleen and stomach. Draw your attention down to your mid to lower back. Imagine you can see inside your own body your own kidneys. And smile down to the kidneys and imagine them and a deep blue light. Imagine you can see your own kidneys glowing from within and wrapped from without in a deep blue light. Here you might very softly say to yourself the sound of water chi in the kidneys, the sound like a choo-choo train. See all of this very gently all at once. Golden white light, space between the eyebrows, red light at your heart, white light at the lungs, green light at your liver on the right side, yellow light on your left at the spleen and stomach, and deep blue light at the kidneys. Very gently let that go, all the imagery, just let the colors just fade. Notice again your feet connecting to whatever surface it is that's below you. Notice your breathing. You can either have the hands palm down or you can fold your hands in the lap. If there's some other way you want to hold your hands, that's fine. Here, one very simple mudra that you might use. This is the one used by Mantak Chia and other teachers that are teaching the practices he shares. You may take your left hand, have it palm up, and place the right palm down on top of it. And then wrap the fingers and the thumbs around each other like so. Imagine that your body, from your sits bones where you're sitting up to about the base of the neck, has three sections to it. A bottom part from the sits bones up to about the navel, a middle part from the navel up to about the sternum, and a top part from the sternum up to about the clavicle, or it could go up through the neck and into the head if you like. And do a few moments of Dirgha Pranayama, the long three-part breath. Breathing in, and imagine the breath can come down inside your body and begin filling the bottom part of the body up to the navel. And then the in-breath, it continues the middle up to the base of the sternum, and then all the way up to the top. And when you're ready to breathe out and you release first from the top, and then the middle, and then the bottom. So do this at your own pace. Breathing in, imagining you breathe in from the bottom, the middle, the top, and release from the top to the middle, to the bottom. Stay with that a few rounds. Bottom, and the middle, and the top. Releasing top, and then middle, and bottom, like a wave rising through the body. And then releasing. Dirgha Pranayama, the long three-part breath. Stay with it just a little bit more. Tongue up to the roof of the mouth. After the next exhalation, release this Dirgha Pranayama. Return simply to breathing in and breathing out. You have to close open the eyes and come back we transition into Nadi Shodhana in a couple of different ways. Nadi Shodhana is basically alternate nostril breathing. And so we'll do this in a few moments just with intention. And if you know to do this, you want to do this just with intention without actually closing one nostril or the other, you can begin right there too. But I'm going to guide you through it at first, how I'm going to do it, actually touching the face and closing the nostrils. If you're congested or you have difficulty breathing through one nostril, you can do it just with intention, of course. But bring whichever hand you're going to use, traditionally be the right hand, but you can use your right or your left, into Vishnu Mudra. That would be you take your index finger and middle finger and fold them down to the hand, extend the ring finger and the pinky and then the thumb. And then take that hand, you're going to bring it up to your face, and either whichever hand you're using, you're going to use either the thumb or the ring and middle finger, depending on which side you begin. Take your hand and very gently close your right nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril. At the top, switch. Close the left nostril, breathe out through the right. Eyes can be open or closed. Breathe back in through the right nostril. Top, switch. Breathe out through the left. Breathe back in through that same nostril. At the top, switch. Breathe out down the other side. Breathe back in through the nostril you just breathed out of. At the top, switch. Breathe out down the other side. Stay with that pattern for a few rounds. Breathe in through one nostril. At the top, switch. Breathe out down through the other nostril. Breathe in and up through one nostril. Breathe out and down the other side. Stay with that. The next time you breathe out through your left nostril, release the Vishnu Mudra, release the Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breathing. Just return to breathing in and breathing out. Either the eyes are closed or gently open. Just take a moment to notice any effects of a few rounds of this Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. The effects might be calming, or it might make you alert, or it might be something else entirely. Just observe. If you're closed, just open the eyes for a moment. I'm going to invite you to do that practice again, although this time I'm going to invite you, you can do it with the hand, closing the nostrils again if you want, but if you're willing to play with it, I'm going to invite you to do it just with intention, like imagining you're breathing in through one nostril and out through the other. And I will mirror you here with the hand, but I'm going to invite you, when we start in a moment, you're going to breathe in through your left nostril and just imagine the breath somehow rising up the left side of your body as you breathe in. And then you're going to imagine you're breathing out through the right nostril, and imagine the breath kind of sinking down the right side. And then you're going to breathe back in through your right. Imagine at the top, it just arcs over, and you're going to breathe out down the left. And in one of the yoga visions of what's called the subtle body, you can imagine like you're breathing in through the left and you're stimulating what's called the moon channel or Ida Nadi. And you're going to breathe out down the right. You're going to breathe back in and imagine lifting up the right side of your body, stimulating the solar channel, Pingala Nadi. Breathe out down the left. So we're going to do it like that. And you can do it with the hand rising and falling, but let's just do it with the hands palm down. So whether the eyes are open or closed, recenter yourself. Remember, you have the option, if it helps, to actually close the nostrils. I'm going to guide it here as if we're doing this with intention alone, without using the hands or without physically, mechanically closing one nostril and then opening up and closing the other. So imagine now that as you breathe in, the breath is coming in through your left nostril. And then as you breathe out, imagine all of the breath is going out through your right nostril. Breathe back in through the right nostril. Imagine it arcing up over the top. Breathe out, back down through the left. So breathe in through the left. Breathe out, down the right. As you breathe in, imagine rising breath on the right side of your body up to the top. And breathe out, just imagine like the wave of breath falls down the left side, down to the sits bone on the left side. Breathe back in, imagine it rising up, filling the left side, the lunar channel, arcing up over the top. Breathe out through the right nostril, the wave descends down the right side through Pingala, or the solar knot. Breathe back in, up the right, following with the eyes, over the top. Breathe out, down the left. So stay with that pattern. Just imagine you're breathing in and filling one side as the wave rises. And see it arcing up somehow over the top. And breathe out like it descends down the other side. Maybe just see it like a wave of light, breathing in, up one side, somehow arcing up over the top. Breathe out, follow it down the other side, following the surface of the wave as it rises and falls with the eyes. Breathing in, up one side. See it arc up over the top. Breathe out, down the other. So breathing in and out like a wave or an arc, all the way up from the bottom on one side. See it curving up over the top. Breathe out, down the other side. And as you breathe in one side, imagine you're breathing in through that side's nostril. And as you breathe out on the other side, imagine you're breathing out down that side's nostril. Stay with that pattern. Tongue up to the roof of the mouth. Gradually let the image here transition to like a ball of light. And as you breathe in on one side, that ball of light rises from the sits bone on that side of the body up that side all the way up. This time it arcs up inside the head to the crown of the head. And then as you breathe out, imagining you're breathing out through the other nostril, just see that ball of light gently drift down the other side, all the way down to the sits bone to the bottom. And then breathing in, it rises up that side. Following with the eyes, imagine it arcing up inside the head from one side to the other. And then as you breathe out through that nostril down that side, it drifts all the way down to the bottom. Stay with that like that. These big, beautiful arcs of the breath And imagining that the breath is on one side as it goes up, and that it's coming out the other side as it goes down. Mind begins to drift. That's okay, whether it drifts into lethargy and sleep, or if it drifts into all kinds of thinking and thoughts. Just when you notice it, just come on back. Here we're just doing this wave. Breathing in, imagining a rising ball of light up one side, left to right, up through the body, up to the top of the inside of the head. And then breathing it out, seeing that ball of light drift down the other side, all the way back down to the bottom. Breathing back in, up that same side, through that nostril on the in-breath. Breathe out, down the other side. Breath out through that nostril. Follow the ball of light down to the bottom. Stay with that a little bit more. Stay with it just like this, but I'm going to invite you to add another dimension to the movement. Maybe just let the ball rest down on the left side of your body at the bottom, and just let it stay there for a moment as you release the breathing in and breathing out from the pattern of movement. And here, just listen for a moment. I'm going to invite you to see space inside the left and right side of the body. There's also now the front and the back. So bring the breath attention back to that ball on the left side, sitting at the bottom of the well on the left. This time as you breathe in, see that ball rise up along the back of the body on the left, kind of tracing up the left side of the body, the left shoulder blade, and it arcs up through the head to the center of the crown point of the head. And now as you breathe out, send it down the right side, but see it tracing along the front of the body, past the right chest, and the right front rib cage, and the right side of the abdomen. And it comes down to the bottom below the right hip. And as you breathe in, it rises up now the back of the right side of the body, up past the right hip, the right back rib cage, the right shoulder blade. It goes up through the head, up to the crown point. And then it drifts down now the left side in the front of the body, following it with the eyes. And it drifts down past the right chest, and the right side of your abdomen, and the right front of the hip. And it rises up the back of the left side. Actually, we have mixed up the left and right, but just follow it up one side in the back, up over the top of the inside of the head. And then see it drifting down the other side on the front of the body. And then it arcs under that hip. It drifts up the back of that side of the body, up past the shoulder blade, up over the top of the inside of the head. Breathe out down the front of the other side. So breathe in up the back of one side of the body, up to the top of the head. Breathe out down the front of the other side of the body. Breathe back in up the back of that same side of the body, up to the top of the inside of the head. Breathe out down the front, the opposite side. So you're shifting, breathing in up the back of the left, Breathe out down the front of the right. Breathe back in up the back of the right. Breathe out down the front of the left. From the top, it looks like a figure 8. Breathing in up the back of the left, up over the top of the inside of the head. Breathe out down the front of the right side. Breathe back in up the back of the right. Cross over the inside of the top of the head. Breathe out down the front of the left. Stay with that a bit. Following the ball with the eyes. You can move the eyes in the sockets. Maybe the ball is the size of a pearl. Maybe it's bigger, like a golf ball or a tennis ball. Just follow it, whatever it wants to be. Breathing it in, it rises up the back of one side of the body. Breathe out, it goes down the front of the other side of the body. Breathing in, it goes back up that same side in the back. Breathe out down the front of the other side. Crosses at the top as it begins to turn down. So it goes down one side. Back up the back of that side. Down the front of the other side. Back up the back of the other side. You have hallucinations, the dog barking to eat your cheese very active. Stay with it. A little agitated dog, and maybe the chi is all active here. Stay with it a little bit. In up the back. Cross. Breathe out down the front of the other side. Breathe in up the back on one side. Breathe out down the front of the other. And the next time you go down the front of your left side, just release the practice. Just breathe in. Breathe in and breathe out. Release the movement. All right. Now, with the eyes closed, you're going to make this a little bit simpler. So sitting in your chair, hands palm down, folded in your lap. If you're holding a dog, hold the dog. You're going to breathe in, and this time you're just going to imagine a single ball of light rising up along the back of your body. See it arc up over the top of the head. And as you breathe out, see that ball of light go straight down the center of the front. Breathing in, the ball of light goes up the back. Follow with the eyes up over the top of the inside of the head. Breathe out from the lower palate, down the front line of the body, back down to the meeting point of yin at the perineum. Breathing in, up the back, past the sacrum, past the upper back, the back of the head, over the top. Breathe out, rolling down the front, follow with the eyes, past the navel, back down to the meeting point of yin. So you're going to breathe in, up the back. Breathe out, down the front, follow with the eyes. Tongue up to the roof of the mouth, stay with us. In, See that ball of light rising up the back. See the ball of light drifting down the front. That's all it is. Breathing up the back. Out, down. On up to the roof of the mouth. Balls now following that pattern around the body, but maybe it's drifting just outside the surface of the body. Breathing in, it drifts up behind the back of the body, over the top of the outside of the head. And as you breathe out, it drifts down the front line of the body, but even outside the body, you can feel it with the breath. Breathing in, it rises up along the back, over the top of the head. Breathing out, it drifts down the front. Stay with it, breathing it in, it rolls up just behind the back of the body, up over the top of your head. Breathing out, see it drift down the front line of the body, below where you're sitting, below your perineum, the meeting point of yin. Breathing in, up behind the body, up the back. Breathe out down the front, a few more rounds. Stay with the pattern, but now the ball of light is back just inside the surface of your body, breathing it in, rolling it up the back of the body, up over inside the top of the head, and then breathing it out, it rolls down just inside the front, back down to the meeting point of yin, and breathing in up along the tailbone and the lumbar vertebrae, the upper back, over the back of the head, down the front of your face, breathing it out, rolling it down the front. Stay with it like that a few rounds. Just staying like this now, breathing it in, up the back, over the top of the head. Breathing it out, down the front. If you'd like to try returning to the pattern we were doing before, and the next time it comes down below your perineum, breathe it in, up along the back left side of the body, up past the left shoulder blade, up over the top of the inside of the head. And then see it as you breathe out, going down the front of the right side of the body, all the way down past below the right hip. And then breathe it in, trace it up the back of the right side of the body, crossing up over the inside of the head, falling over the eyes. Breathing it out, tracing it down the front of the left. Breathing in, imagining it up through the back of the left body, breathing in through the left nostril, arcing up over the top, breathing it out, down the front of the right, breathing out through the right nostril. Breathing back in through the right nostril, up along the right side of the back of your body, crossing inside over the top. Breathe out, down the left, breathing out through the left nostril. Stay with that pattern. Breathe in, up the back, left. Breathe out, down the right, front. Breathe in, up the right, back. Breathe out, down the left, front. Breathe back in, up the back of one side. Breathe out, down the front of the other. Breathe back in, up that same side. Breathe out, cross over to the other side. Stay with that pattern a few rounds. Help to follow with the eyes or follow it just with the sensation of the breath along the body. Breathing in up the back of one side. Breathe out, down the other side in the front. A few more rounds like this. You're ready, you can guide the left, right, back into the center, left and right, and just breathe in, up the center of the back. Breathe out, down the center of the front, back to the microcosmic orbit, breathing in, up the center line of the back of the body, up over the top of the head. Breathe out, arcing down the center of the front. Stay with the microcosmic orbit like this, breathing it in, up the back. Breathe out, down the front, tongue up to the roof of the mouth. Next time you come down to the bottom, then just transition to breathing in just all the way up to the center of the body, to the crown of the head. Breathing out, releasing it down through the body in the center. So just like a wave now. Breathing in, just see a wave of breath filling from the bottom to the middle, the top. Breathing out, releasing from the top to the middle, to the bottom. The wave of the Dirgha Pranayama, breathing in, filling from bottom, middle, top. Breathe out, top, and then middle, and then bottom. Stay with that for a few rounds. So there's residue of the circular movements that wants to stay with it. That's okay. If any of the other patterns still remain, just invite breath to rise simply from the bottom to the middle, to the top, releasing top, middle, bottom. A few more rounds. Time you breathe out, just very gently and with a smile, just release all of the patternings of breath. Just simply return to breathing in and breathing out. And notice the residue effects of all its visualizing tension and whatnot. Just observe, breathing in and breathing out. You're ready. The eyes are closed. You can open the eyes. You can begin to just move the body around a little bit, maybe stretching things out, moving the legs. Just bring some movement back to things. Take your hands, you're going to rub them together. Get some heat in the hands. You can either touch the face or you can hover. What I'm going to invite you to do right now, you can always do whatever you want, but you can either here hover the palms, the lalbone points of the center of the palms in front of the eyes, or you can gently touch the palms against the closed eyes. So some heat in the hands, hover or touch the lalbone points of the center of each palm are in front of the eyes are closed, open if you prefer. And imagine you can look into the warmth and the darkness. Rub the hands together again, get some heat in the hands. Massage the face, you can either touch or hover. So you're going to breathe in, the hands kind of hover or rub up the center line of the face, and then down the sides of the face. So up the center, down the side. And if you're touching, just notice what the touch feels like as it moves along your face. And if you're hovering, just notice what you can sense with the eyes closed, perhaps, of the movement of the hands in front of the face. Do you feel that presence? Do you feel the heat of the hands? Do you see shadows through closed eyes if the eyes are closed? And then if the eyes closed, open the eyes. You're going to run the fingertips over the sides and top of the head, just like sending back whatever needs to be sent back. Like Amazon returns, I guess. You're going to tap all the way around the top and sides of the head. Knock, knock, knock. Who's home? You're going to rub your ears. You're going to brush over the top, behind the back of the neck, and out 3 times. Up and out. One more time. Up and out. And take your fist. You're going to rub your mid to lower back. You're sending some love to the kidneys. Maybe tapping the fist against the mid to lower back. Take your left arm. You're going to brush down the inside of the left arm. Brush up the outside / side of that arm. Brush down the inside of the right. Brush up the outside of the right. And then the backs of the leg. You're going to run your hands on the back / outside of the legs to the feet. And up the inside / front. Thank you. That's our practice this time.